You just listened to Lionel Richie with All Night Long right here on Radio Nova 106.7 FM and 87.7. And guys, I have a very, very, very special guest who was a four-time academic All-American, four-time All-American for the University of Oklahoma, and our 2012 2000 Olympian at 55 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sam Hazewinkel.
Hey. Good to be on the show. I'll tell you, it's the first time I've ever been my introduction song being Lionel Richie. I'm pumped about that. First time for everything.
Sam, thanks for taking that time out of your busy schedule to come talk with me.
No problem.
As you know, the IOC has dropped wrestling from 2020. What were you doing when you first heard all of this information?
Well, I was actually at the wrestling room. We just finished practice. And we had the French team was in training with us, and their team leader, the guy that came over with their team, was actually a FILA board member. So he got the call that the vote had been made. You know, they weren't there either. We weren't the only country that wasn't at the meeting. France wasn't there either to vote, and so he got the call, and so we were actually one of the first ones to find out. He let us know right after practice, and it was crazy to see how much it affected us, but it also affected, the France guys. It's not like it's just America this is affecting us. This is all over the world. And everybody kind of feels the same way. It was that moment of shock, like, is this a joke? Is this real? And then I think that wrestling spirit kind of came through, like, well, we're going to fight it. Facing adversity is what wrestling's all about.
Absolutely. What has wrestling done for you personally to help shape you who you are today?
It's so much of who I am. It's part of my identity. I grew up doing it. I like to consider myself a religious person, and I use wrestling, to help in my religious life and just my normal life, and then obviously in wrestling, how I deal with everything is, what would I do in wrestling? I'd go find a coach to help out with this problem. So I do, I try to think that way through whatever I'm facing, and just wrestling teaches so much in life. You fall down, you get back up. You face adversity, it's going to come at you. It's an individual sport, and yet it's a team sport. It's only you on the mat, but if you don't have good coaches, good workout partners, you're probably not going to make it very far. So it connects in all aspects of life.
Another big topic that a lot of people are still talking about are the old rules to the new rules. You were conditioned to the old rules from 2005 to now, and then FILA changed the rules. What do you think of the new rules?
I absolutely love them. I like the way the rules were before the 05 change. They actually, I had just won the U.S. Open, and they changed the rules, I think, 2 weeks before the trials, and I ended up taking second. So I didn't like the old rules. But, I started figuring them out, obviously, and I should like them. I ended up making an Olympic team on them. But these new rules, I think, fit well for Americans. I think it's much more fan-friendly. The 30-second, whatever you want to call it, shot clock, I think is great for the sport. It's gonna introduce a little more action, and just all around the conditioning, the cumulative scores. You'll see more comebacks from behind. A lot more interesting, I think, with these rules.
A lot of speculation, and I'm no expert to say, but with the new rules, like how they simulated the 04 and before rules, it's going to bring back a lot more action. What are your thoughts about that?
I think the new style is going to bring about a lot more action. The 3 periods, 2-minute periods, you give up a takedown, and it's easy to put on defense for a minute, and so it created an atmosphere of stalling. Both guys are looking to get their one takedown real smart, and then it's all stalling for a minute. And in worst case, hey, there's 50-50 chance in the ball grab that I win. So guys that are wrestling somebody they know they can't beat are putting on even more defense, hoping for a 50-50 chance. And it seemed to me it was very much it created a very defensive style of wrestling, whereas just 6 minutes, You got 2 3-minute periods, and you got the ref on you about you better attack, or if you get called, you might be losing a point. So it's doing the opposite. It's creating an atmosphere where attacking is what you're going to see, which I think is what people want to see. That's what we always like about wrestling. Is you got two guys, and one guy's coming out on top, and you want to see him go after it, not two guys stalling to see who ends up on top because of a ball grab, or something just happened to go their way. We want to see guys going at it, and the better man coming out on top. And I think this is going to happen with the new rules.
Another topic that was brought up to me that I totally actually overlooked is that female wrestling is going to be a big spark to help get this movement, because the IOC looks for gender equality, number of opportunities. What do you think?
I absolutely. I think it is. It's the movement that's going on right now. Across the world is and it's a good thing. And I think absolutely that's going to help. Anytime we can get women involved in wrestling, I think it's a good thing, and that goes for any sport.
Another thing that I was brought up, because I'm the assistant coach for a high school, people are speculating and saying that we are punishing our youth's dreams, because a lot of these kids aspire to be to be on an Olympic team, to be that Jordan Burroughs, to be a Kyle Dake, to win and win and win, and they feel that taking this away is shattering dreams.
Yeah, definitely to a degree it is. We don't. When kids are young, if they're looking up in wrestling, it's not to be a LeBron James, be making millions of dollars. It's to be the best in the world. It's to be that to know that you are the very best in the world at your sport and at the toughest sport in the world. And I think if you take away the Olympics, we would still have the World Championships, and we'd still have tournaments, but I think it'd be a big blow to let youth reach and the role models we create. And so absolutely, I think it's not good for the sport at all that they're that we're on the chopping block.
One of your teammates from the Olympic team, Terrell DeLogna, has brought up a very, very interesting point that around the Olympic time, that's when you guys start to get recognized, not at the World Championships, but right around the Olympic time, that's when everyone starts to get really hyped up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you said, I talk to people all the time, and they find out I made an Olympic team, and they're asking if I'm already on the 2016 team, and how do you get on the team, and when you and I'll say, well, we got the World Championships every year, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. As far as the common person knows, there's the Olympics in wrestling, and that's it. Somebody that understands sports knows, obviously there's a World Championship going on, but a lot of time they don't know if it's every year, is it every 2 years, is it like, the World Cup in soccer, how does it work? And so the Olympics, like you said, is where we get seen. It's obviously one of the oldest sports. When you think Olympics, you have to name 5 sports off the top of your head. I guarantee people are going to name wrestling, sprinting, swimming, wrestling. What else? First Olympics, and that's what people can. When they think wrestling, they're thinking Olympics or WWE. It's one of the two. So it is. It's a big hurt to our sport. If we lose that's going to hurt a lot.
All right. Another thing that is always on my mind is, what can the average person do to stand up and say, hey, I want wrestling in 2020, 24, 28, and so forth?
For the most part, I think people are doing it. They're filling out the forms online, the petitions, but me personally, I think the thing that can help most is just talking about it. People don't have the information. They don't know what's going on, and I think the more people know, the more that's going to happen, and the more talk there is, and it's going to create an air where the IOC has to choose. I mean, the average person that finds out wrestling is going to be in the Olympics is dumbfounded. They don't understand. Wrestling's not in the Olympics. It's always been in the Olympics. And the other half of people just don't know that it's being cut. And I think the more people that know, the more that are dumbfounded and don't understand it, and then things stay as they were.
a lot of things that have been floating around. I've getting emails from people listening in. I am just one person. Am I really going to matter?
Absolutely. That we go through this every 4 years. With when we're voting for the president, does my vote matter? And half the campaigns going on are telling people your vote matters, and it does. How do you explain that? You can't have a vote. People vote. Everybody said mine doesn't matter, and then nothing happens. It does matter, and that's what we love about America. We have a democracy. Your vote matters, and so you do. You need to get out and talk about it and sign the petitions, and because your vote does matter.
All right, you wanted to do a little giveaway one of your signature T-shirts provided by Cradle Gear. We have a question. All right, guys, be the 10th person to email me at dj@radionova-castablanca.com, and we will get you a Sam Hazewinkel signature T-shirt. All right, here we go. Sam texted me a question, and our trivia question today is, who is the first American Greco-Roman wrestler in history to beat a Russian? I'll say that one more time. Be the 10th person to email me. Who was the first American Greco-Roman wrestler in history to beat a Russian? And you will win a Sam Hazewinkel signature T-shirt provided by Cradle Gear. Sam, got anything else for us, buddy?
Yeah, that one, you might have a hard time finding that answer online, so you should go ask your dads, because they might know, the guys that have been there and lived through it. Other than that, I just want to say thanks. You guys are doing great things for the sport, and we really appreciate it.
All right, Sam, if we need you, are you willing to take another call to make another guest appearance?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for coming on Radio Nova. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Danny.
All right, we're going to get back to the music right here on Radio Nova.